Hallo und willkommen zurück zu The Age of Decadence. Wir schauen uns weiter im Handelsdistrict um. Jo, da sind wir irgendwo. Dann auch hier klicken. Jo. Gut, so viel scheint ja auch nicht mehr zu sein. Wir haben aber natürlich noch das Commercium hier. You need a key to open it. Ah, Roni, wer bist du denn? Ach, das ist die Assassinen-Gilde. The Boatman of Styx. Killed more people than malaria. Ja, super. You stare at an exhausted young man, apparently just having trained out in the courtyard. He's dressed in Ordo armor despite not being of the Ordo. He looks up at you curiously and says, "What do you want?" "I just came from Terran, looking for the Guildmaster." "What's your name?" "Kordanor." "I'm Roni," he says. "I heard a lot of news from Terran lately. It seems like someone is stirring things up over there. Well, welcome to Maadoran, I guess. If you're looking for Daristas, she's inside." "She?" "Yeah, she," he exclaims. "Do you have a problem with that?" "No, just curious, that's all." "Good," he says defensively. "So, what can you tell me about her?" "What's there to tell? If you're looking for work, then there's no one better to look for. Thanks." Aha. Will ich eigentlich nicht, aber mal gucken. Vielleicht können wir die ja auch in die Pfanne hauen oder so. It is rumored that Darista, the guild master of Maadoran's assassins, was once beautiful and even shared Gallius' bed once or twice. Nowadays, her beauty is well hidden behind several scars, a broken nose, and a mercenary tattoo on her cheek. Marks of the various campaigns she fought in. Darista isn't the first female guild master, but she is the first to make assassinations a preferred choice for solving disputes and conflicts. As a result, business in the Maadoran's guild is booming, with the number of satisfied customers growing daily. Greet her. What do you need? Nothing right now. Ah, okay. Das war jetzt nicht so wahnsinnig viel. Fletcher. Like to kill him from afar? You've come to the right place then. Arrows, Pila, Chakrams. I have it all. Flying Horse, the name. Aerial Supremacy, the game. What can I get you? Do you have anything special? Gold's burning a hole in your pocket, eh? If you're going to part with it, I can sell you my bow. It's one of a kind, trust me. I made it myself, took my time with it too. Had to make sure it was done right, you see. Took me 3 years to dry the wood properly and get it into the right shape. It's not a fancy looking bow, but it will serve you right. If you have the skill to use it. Here, give it a try. Try the bow. Increased penetration and THC bonus. It's made neither of horn, ash nor dew, but of elm. Oder yew? Yew. Weiß nicht, wie man das ausspricht. It's an ugly, unfinished looking weapon, but astonishingly stiff, large and strong, and equally capable of use for long or short shooting. How much? 500 should do it. Do you have any special schematics? I have a few. What do you have in mind? Double and repeating crossbows. Scope crossbows. Ne, brauchen wir nicht. Shields Trader. You know how they say the best defense is a good offense? Bullshit, I say. The best defense is a good shield. Strapped to your arm. Nothing beats it. Just ask any archer that he thinks about shields, what he thinks about shields, and he'll tell you. The bastards hate them. You know why? 3 layers of wood, glued together and covered with leather. You see what I'm getting at? If archers hate shields, you should grab 1 or 2. You know, while supplies last and all that. You have anything special? I most certainly do, says the trader with pride, producing a large metal-studded shield. It looks old and dented, yet surprisingly solid, as if the dents only highlighted the shield's indestructibility. It belonged to Quintus Zabellius Sparrow, called the Invincible. To say he knew a thing or two about shields wouldn't be saying the half of it, and this one here was built to his very own specifications. Try it. See, it's lighter and not as bulky. Makes all the difference, doesn't it? He soaked the wood in resin, that's why it looks this way. Neat little trick, eh? What happened to him? Stabbed to death in a whorehouse. Best way to go, if you ask me. How much for the shield? 5, well, alright, 400. Trust me, it's a fair price. Browse other wares. Ja. Okay. Ja, also wenn man jetzt einen Krieger spielt, dann kann man sich da sicherlich ganz schön was zusammenkaufen. The door is dead bolted from the inside. Carpets for every imaginable occasion, including novelty carpet bags. A watchtower. The man in the tower spits over the railing, looks at you, and says indifferently, "What are you looking at? Keep moving." Das ist der Arena District, wo wir am Anfang herkamen. Ja, und dann haben wir hier noch das Zentrum. Da war nichts in den Ecken. Nein. Kordanor, right? Strabos is expecting you upstairs. Marseus. Can I help you? No thanks. The Alchemy Trader. Armor Trader. Alchemy. Dabble in the alchemical arts or need a loaf potion? A curse on your enemies perhaps? A custom hex if you have the coin? Those ain't cheap. How about prosperity candles? Draw luck and success in business dealings. No? Well, look around and let me know if you find anything to your liking. Browse the wares. Aha. Ja, da können wir auch nur 1 wieder von kaufen. Das ist ja scheiße. Aber davon 4, immerhin. Na, die werde ich erstmal lassen. Vielleicht erhöhen wir den Trading-Wert ja noch und dann kriegen wir da noch mehr für. Armor Trader? Come, come, don't be shy, yells a well-tanned trader, smiling as if you're his long-lost sibling. I have the best armor here, bar none, but why am I telling you this? You look like a man who knows quality, am I right? Do you have anything special? Way ahead of you, friend, way ahead of you. One look, and I could just tell you we're in the market for something special. Well, today is your lucky day, because you won't find anything more special than this armor. I bought it from Marcus Tiberius Aerus' widow. He saved Lord Gallius' noble father from an assassination attempt and was given this armor as a reward for faithful service. Made of the finest blue steel, gold inlays, exquisite craftsmanship. Why, the very thought of parting with this magnificent armor brings tears to my eyes, but I can tell you need it more, am I right? How much for the armor? 4,000. Yes, yes, it's a lot of money, but look at it look what you're getting for it. You know what they say, you get what you pay for, am I right, or what? Browse other wares. Ja, günstig ist das alles nicht. Aber 4.000 ist schon ein bisschen Zeug. A stall. Wheat, rice and various baked goods. Capes. Fancy cape, my friend. Nothing says that you're a man of means and taste like a fine cape. Oh ja, toll. Das ist auch alles nur ein Gold. General Trader. What can I do for you, my friend? Rope with Grappling Hook. Den haben wir ja, glaube ich, schon. Ja. Climbing Hook. Eine Rope. Schwarzpulver würde ich kaufen. The Imperial Trader. Welcome to the Imperial Armor, where you'll find only the noblest of weapons and designs, the purest lines, the most sacred geometries calculated by the Magi. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of history. Do you have anything special? Special? Yes, of course, exclaims the trader, producing a worn-out box. He pushes it toward you and opens it, revealing a well-oiled blue steel sword. It looks like a gladius, but with a slightly narrower blade and a short triangular tip. Forged by Catullus of Asmara, the greatest swordmaker who's ever lived. He was killed during the siege, but not before he slayed 20 men with this very sword. 20 men, maybe even more. Probably many more. Forged in fire, tempered with blood. It's a special weapon indeed, my friend. Worthy of a great hero. It's not cheap, but I can't ask for less than the sword is worth. To do otherwise would be an insult to the memory of Master Catullus. May he rest in peace. Try the sword. The sword is well made and easy to handle. Definitely the work of a master. The grinds are flawless and the balance is superb. 20% Trefferbonus. How much? 2000 Imperials. Okay, danke, aber nein, danke. Damit hätten wir hier mit allen geredet. Und können noch... Pavillon. Alright, go up. Strabos is expecting you. Master Strabos, known as Lord Strabos behind his back, started his career as a laborer for a small trading company. His chance came when the head merchant was assassinated in a particularly vicious takeover attempt. While others hesitated to step forward in fear for making themselves the next target, Strabos, who had nothing to lose, seized the moment and stepped into the recently vacated position. He didn't know much about the day-to-day running of the business, but he knew how to use brute force better than any of his predecessors. Strabos took this lesson to heart. He understood that quick, bold action was often enough to carry you to victory. And it was this attitude that gave him an edge over his rivals, pushing him all the way up to the top. Greet him. Ah, Kordanor, come in, come in. I've heard quite a lot about you, but I've got to warn you. Maadoran isn't some sleepy little village. It's a big city. Everything's big here. Money, games, stakes. Lenos might be happy to play second fiddle to Antidas. He probably even considers himself clever for getting rid of Karinas, but let me assure you that that's not how we do things around here. I asked Lenos to give me one of his best for a reason. What I need is a fresh face. I need someone very loyal to us, yet virtually unknown. I need you to talk to certain people, powerful people, and see where their loyalties lie. If an opportunity presents itself, persuade them to show certain flexibility. Why do you need a fresh face? I can't have any of my men paying social visits to people of importance. In a city where intrigue is a local sport, such visits won't be overlooked. It must be a newcomer. What exactly will I be persuading them of? Gallius isn't interested in sharing his power. He thinks he can rule alone. I understand the sentiment, I really do. Yet the truth is, no man can rule alone today. Since Gallius is too stubborn to listen to the voice of reason, he must be replaced with a more suitable candidate. Who is the candidate? His nephew, Serenas. Gallius should have known better than to let that wretch live. Let him live? The boy's worse than useless. No skills, no ambitions, no desires. He spends most of his time betting horse who gave him the title Victorious. He is an embarrassment to the family, yet he is family. Had Gallius been a smarter man, he would have stacked an accident and plugged that hole. But his sister adores the boy and hopes to see him on the throne one day. I think we can make her a very happy woman and help her realize that dream earlier than she could ever expect. Whom do you want me to talk to? Any man can be killed, even a man like Gallius. I believe you were a first-hand witness to such events in Terran. You also experienced the chaos of the aftermath. We don't want chaos, we don't want infighting, we don't want to give hope to people like Antidas or all the other two-bit lords with a claim to the city. We want everything done properly and orderly. Are we on the same page, Kordanor, so far? So, when Gallius falls, another must take his place without delay. Influential nobles must immediately announce their support and accept him as the true and only heir to the throne. Imperial guards must do the same and stand firm to prevent any attempts at throwing our city into chaos. Talk to Lady Lorenza Kalani of House Kalani. Her house held Maadoran until Gallius' forefathers showed up in force and took the city from them. Promise her whatever she wants. Her support is crucial and she knows it. Next on the list is Legatus Pavola of the Imperial Guards. He has no reason to support Gallius, but he won't be eager to be a pawn in our games either. Talk to Lord Senna too. See where he stands. He doesn't have much influence as Lorenza, but his is an old name. In the right circles, it still carries a lot of weight. Okay. Das war jetzt Lady Lorenza Galani. Dann haben wir Legatus Pavola, Imperial Guards und Lord Senna. I have a few questions. Ask, says Strabos, glancing at the sand glass. What can you tell me about Maadoran? It's the last great city, the only city that's left. Then again, how many great cities do we need, eh? It was everything one could ever wish for, so why would you live anywhere else? I have more questions. Ask, says Strabos, glancing at the sandglass. What does Master Linos think of your plan? Linos has enough on his plate. He doesn't have the time to worry about mine. Not that his opinion matters in this case. I have more questions. Ask. Okay, let's talk about something else. What do you have for me, Kordanor? What about the conspirators? Whom did you get on board? Can we change the subject? What do you have for me? Nothing at the moment. Yes. Okay. Zahnrad, da kann man ja auch richtig gut sehen. Ich meine, ich sehe, dass da was ist, aber nicht was das ist. Ja, dann gehen wir mal runter. Damit haben wir hier mit allen geredet. Vielleicht können wir jetzt nochmal mit dem Typen da vorne reden. How goes it, Kordanor? Well enough. I'm still trying to figure out the local politics. Do you have time for a few questions? Certainly. What would you like to know? What can you tell me about Strabos? Strabos? He's a good boss. Exactly what this guild needs. He doesn't know much about the ins and outs of commerce, but as guildmaster he doesn't need to. His job is to keep the guild strong and make sure that everyone keeps doing what they're supposed to. And he does it better than anyone else, so why complain? What does Strabos have against Gallius? Against Gallius personally? Nothing. It's all about the guild. We have the money, yet we are denied the power. Linos may be content with doing things the old way, lending vast sums of money in exchange for some favors. But Strabos is tired of playing this game, and rightly so. He only wants what's fair, but Gallius doesn't see it that way. For him, we are all plebs. There is no difference between us and the servants who clean this place. He'd take our money, but he'd never show us some respect, so I'm with Strabos here. Where do the other guilds stand on this? Darista will stand with Gallius until the end. She's loyal, and unlike the rest of the boatmen, she's a realist. She knows that bending a knee to a powerful master is better than staying independent and poor. Not everyone agrees with her, but it hardly matters these days. Pavola is a fool. I heard that he was a good soldier back in the day, but doesn't say much, does it? He's like an old guard dog. If the master gives the order, it will fight to the death without any regard for its life. But most days, it just wants to lie in the sun and do nothing. Levia rules the slums and shows little interest in everything else. Sure, his men work the other districts, but they do it smart. Never take more than what they can get away with. We don't really have a problem with them. Nothing that sits down can't sort out. Thanks. Ja, damit haben wir das hier soweit durch. Können jetzt zum Palace District gehen. Hier war ja jetzt eher wenig, was ich noch nicht gemacht hatte. Nur mit dem einen Typen reden, der diese 500 wollte. Allerdings hat sich jetzt hier mit Aufträgen auch nicht so wahnsinnig viel getan, glaube ich. Ja. Das hier müssen wir auch noch machen. Location of the Imperial Library of Saros. Ja, okay. Lady Lorenza, Lord Sienna, Lord Paola and the list of support. Und das sind diese drei. Ja, okay. Dann gehen wir mal in den Palast District. World Map. Aha. Saros. You enter the Palace District, your senses assaulted by the sights and sounds of the sea of humanity around you. Everywhere, people shout and jostle for position. Haughty nobles and their routines and guards, guildmasters giving orders to scurrying clerks, emissaries from distant lands seeking an audience, servants of the great house on urgent errands, citizens seeking ruling on disputes, and tattered petitioners come to beg for aid. A few guards look on in boredom, carefully avoided by the rest. Their role seems to be to maintain order in the chaos more than to bar entry and to keep an eye on the slaves laboring to restore the walls surrounding the palace. In the distance, you see the palace itself, a multi-dome structure surrounded by tall minarets. Legend has it that the minarets somehow protected the palace from attacks during the war, but there is no defense against betrayal. One of the minarets was brought down from within a traitor. You can see where it collapsed, carving in one of the domes as it fell. There is a slight shimmering in the air around the minarets, even the fallen one, which probably explains why it hasn't been cleared, even after all these years. You can't get in without a badge, says a man standing next to you. I had to wait 6 weeks to get mine, and the goddamn thing is only good for a day. Cost me 250 Imperials. It's nothing but another levy. What? Why does it take so long? Why? Look at all these people. They all want something, and there aren't enough hours in a day to hear everyone. So you need to get on the list, pay for the privilege, and to wait a few weeks. Can you sell me your badge? I don't know, says the man, scratching his head. Isn't it against the law or something? I won't tell anyone. How much do you want for it? 300 Imperials, says the man quickly. 250 I paid for it, plus 50 for the 6 weeks I had to wait. You used it, didn't you? I'm not paying for you. My share comes to 125. Take it or leave it. Alright, says the man, glancing around. 125 it is. Pay him 125. The man gives you a silver tablet bearing the Aurelian insignia and a number. Aha. Centurion. Und da ist das Palästchen. Okay, wir kommen aber jetzt daher. Gehen wir nochmal hier runter. Okay, das ist aber alles ein Ding, oder wie? Nee. Oder doch? Vielleicht kann man da auch einfach gar nicht hin, dass das irrelevant ist für das Spiel. Sennas Villa, da sollten wir da hin? War das Senna? Ne, doch, Lord Senna. Ja, dann gehen wir da direkt mal rein. I'm here on behalf of Master Strabos. Lord Senna. Lord Senna has served 3 lords of House Aurelian, a fact attesting to his ability to make himself indispensable and a character of unwavering loyalty. While he was indeed a very capable administrator, which explained the former, he was an extremely cautious man who had tendency to label all risks unnecessary, which explained the latter. Yet, after more than 40 years of service, he became less and less satisfied with the role of a servant, and thus more open to the idea of taking risks. Greet him. How may I be of service? Asks Senna, his voice showing neither the desire to be of service nor any interest in your problems. I'm working for Master Strabos. He seeks your wisdom and opinion on certain subjects. Your master gives me too much credit. What does he wish to know? Lord Gallius' days are numbered. Will you support Serena's as successor? Lord Senna raises his eyebrow at the way you approach the subject and smiles slightly. I am Lord Gallius, a loyal subject, he says in the same casual tone, sounding neither offended nor particularly loyal. Out of respect for your master, I shall assume that your question was mostly theoretical and won't mention it to my liege. My apologies, I misspoke. I meant to say that Lord Gallius is a mere mortal, unfortunately, and that sooner or later the question of succession will have to be raised. In my opinion, sooner is always better than later when it comes to such things. Your master's concerns for the fate of the city are touching. I hope he doesn't lose too much sleep over them. As for the matter of succession, there are many suitable candidates. Should the unthinkable happen, they will all be considered. Isn't that what's best for the city? Which candidate would you support, my lord? It's hard to say right now. There are so many things to consider. Very true. In these matters, mistakes could be very costly. You must choose your words more carefully, Kordanor. A lesser man might have interpreted your words as a veiled threat. Oh, fortunate that I'm not sharing my thoughts with a lesser man then, my lord. I can speak freely, knowing that you understand and share my concerns. And what are your concerns? Inquires Senna, feigning boredom. I am only looking for what's best for the city, my lord. It's very reassuring to hear that. Now, if you'll excuse me, it appears that I have a previous engagement. Bin mir jetzt nicht sicher, was genau das genutzt hat. You failed to get Lord Senna's support. Aber ich glaube, da hätte ich jetzt auch nichts rausholen können, oder? Ich lade mal. Aber ich glaube, das Einzige, womit ich da Erfolg gehabt hätte, wäre Charisma. Und das habe ich halt nicht. Ja. Da habe ich keinerlei Optionen, das anders zu machen. Ich lasse den mal aus. Ich lade nochmal. Ich lasse den mal aus, mache das andere zuerst. Aber ich glaube, das ist quasi gegessen. Lorenza. Der war ja, glaube ich, die war am einfachsten zu überzeugen. Können wir uns noch umgucken. Aber nichts mitgehen lassen. Lady Lorenza Kalani of House Kalani was married 5 times. All 5 husbands died in unfortunate accidents, adding their wealth and power to House Kalani. Lorenza blamed assassins and other houses. House Aurelian blamed Lorenza's lust for power and claimed as a warning to others that the cold and calculating bitch would never be satisfied with being mere wife. Neither the warning nor the popular opinion suggesting that one explanation doesn't necessarily exclude the other had any effect on the prominent suitors who seemed to surround Lorenza at all times. Greet her. Kordanor, the vanquisher of Commander Karinas. What a delightful and completely unexpected surprise. Does the word travel that fast? The word? No. People in my employ do. It used to be my family's city. Did they tell you that? I am well versed in history, my lady. House Kalani ruled Maadoran for centuries until House Aurelian took it by force shortly after the Great War. I hope that one day your city will be restored to you. How kind of you to say that, says Lorenza without any emotions. I knew that Strabos summoned someone before the ink of his letter had a chance to dry. I suppose I could have waited, but I do like to know what I'm working with. So, it's you against the most powerful man of the realm. Do you really think you have what it takes? Only one way to find out. How delightful, bold. Then again, was it... what is it that you really stand to lose? You're nobody. No name, no reputation, no assets. If you weren't bold, you would have had nothing at all. I stand to lose my life. It's much more important to me than your assets. I'd love to stay and talk about nothing, but I have people to see. So, nehme das erste. Well, at least you're honest. It's a refreshing quality in the city, although it does cost some doubt on your usefulness. Your support is very important to us. I dare say it is, but what will I be getting out of this? Will I get my city? Are you going to return it to its rightful owners? It's not in my power. I'm sure we can work something out. Do you really expect me to? Das erste. I'm the lady of House Kalani, not some fishwife. I don't haggle with the lowborn. Do you really expect Strabos to hand over the city? I expect nothing and everything at the same time. But enough about me. What do you expect, Kordanor? What do you want to get out of it? To make a name for myself and see where it takes me. An ambitious man? Welcome to Maadoran then. I know you will enjoy your stay. I'd love to stay and chat, but I have 2 people to see. This must be the impatience of youth I've heard so much about, says Lorenza with a tolerant smile. I'll be honest with you, Kordanor. As much as I despise Gallius, I despise the idea of Lord Strabos pulling Serena's strings even more. Am I alone in such concerns? To quote someone experienced in Maadoran's politics, what will I be getting out of this? Serenas is nothing but a puppet. Without someone pulling his strings, he just might crumble into a heap. You have 2 options here. Make a deal with Strabos and share the power, or refuse to come to an agreement and watch Gallius tightening up his grip over your city. I know that I'm just a lowborn and could never grasp the full extent of your concerns, but where I come from, something is always better than nothing. I'll take that into consideration. Tell Strabos I think about it. And if I agree to your terms, then you'll have my support, of course. Help me get what I want and see yourself rewarded beyond your wildest dreams. So do I have your word? You have my word. Then we have a deal. Tell Strabos he has my support. Das verstehe ich jetzt gerade nicht. Das waren aber jetzt... Das heißt, dass wir sie einbauen. Ich lasse die auch erstmal aus und guck mal, was ich hier sonst im Viertel machen kann. Und gehe dann eventuell zuerst noch in die Slums. Villa. Was haben wir hier hinten noch? Nix. Was ist das? Badehaus. Und von der anderen Seite aus rein. Ja. Bisschen dämlich. Da hat man zwar das Auge, aber das kann man nicht anklicken irgendwo. Mhm. You draw too much attention and retreat before it becomes a problem. Da kann man nicht drüber laufen. Ja, das ist auf jeden Fall ein Fail im Design. Ja, Badehaus, aber jetzt nicht so wahnsinnig interessant. Large Villa. You're standing outside of the house of Lord Zerenas, the Victorious, the notorious victor of many field. Zerenas war der, den wir auf den Thron befördern sollten. Okay, da ist nichts irgendwie, wo man dann hochjumpen könnte oder so. Okay, dann haben wir noch das hier. A rich villa. You're standing in front of the house Nazir described. It's a national one-story building with a tower on the roof. You hear the footsteps on the rooftop and see bored guard making his rounds. Definitely not a wind tower. Ich weiß gar nicht mehr. Find a secluded spot. Ich weiß gar nicht mehr, was das damit auf sich hatte. Find a secluded spot and climb the roof. Failure. You try to climb up the wall, but someone sees you and raises the alarm, forcing you to retreat. Go talk to Silvanus. A servant opens the door and takes you to see his master. Silvanus, a plump, round-faced, balding man flanked by two bodyguards, is talking to his guest, a lean, dark-eyed man with an eagle nose, well-groomed beard, and the relaxed manner of a man with nothing to fear. Did Nazir send you? Asks Silvanus, smiling. The man can't take no for an answer, can he? He sent several fake buyers already. Ach, das war der, okay. He sent several fake buyers already, and as much as I am enjoying this little drama, I do have other engagements, as you can see. So tell me your offer and be on your way. What's your price? I am a wealthy man, says Silvanus, matter-of-factly. What reason would I have to sell my most prized possessions? I am here to take it from you one way or another. I can kill you and your man first, if that's how it has to be. Or we can skip the foreplay and get straight to business. Your choice. My choice, eh? Says Silvanus, glancing at his guest. Do you know him? Never heard of him, says the man calmly, eyeing you. Do you know whom you're fucking with, friend? I am Bazaar, Livia's right-hand man. Do you know who Livia is, don't you? I see a man trying to talk me out of killing him. Can't say I'm impressed. Attack! Ja. Das ist auch nicht so klug. Also da könnten wir eventuell dann halt mit Sneak hoch. Wenn wir einen besseren Wert hätten. Ich gucke einfach mal, ob das jetzt hiermit ginge. Success. You climb to the roof without being seen and dart to heights behind a half wall surrounding a large opening in the roof. For now, you are safe from the guard patrolling the roof, but the longer you stay, the higher the chance that someone else spots you. Wait for the guard to go downstairs. Failure. Doing your best to blend in with the wall, you wait patiently for the guards to go downstairs. When a shout from one of the towers signals that you've been discovered, jump down and run like hell. Aha. Noch eins in Sneak. Testweise. Das geht gar nicht mehr. Ja. Dann lade ich wieder. Also wenn, dann müssten wir hier eine gehörige Portion Punkte in Sneaking stecken. Failure. Okay, also selbst das mit 4 geht's nicht. Da müssten wir da einen Wert von 5 haben. Palace. Okay. Dann schreibe ich mir hier noch was auf. Hier müssen wir auf jeden Fall mit Senna reden. Mit Lorenza reden. Und Rich Villa stehlen. Vielleicht tut sich da was. Okay, dann you need a key to open it. You see an agitated man yelling something about justice and looking at very noble and well-dressed passerby with hope. Lord's Justice! Caius Amerius. I demand the Lord's justice, shouts the man again, but with less vigor. What happened? I was wronged, says the man quickly, grateful for his attention. He took my house. His men threw me out of my own house. I've always paid my levies, always. No questions, no excuses. I have a right to demand justice. Yet they won't even let me in to see Lord Gallius. Slow down. Who threw you out of your house and why? Start from the beginning. My name is Caius Amerius, a prospector by trade, says the man after taking a deep breath and gathering his thoughts. I've seen my share of oddities and wonders over the years, but they don't come close to what I discovered several months ago. I was exploring the mountain range to the north, following the rumors of an ancient temple built into one of the mountains, when suddenly the mountains rumbled and shook, throwing me to the ground. When the quake passed, I saw that there was a long crack in the rock, shining with blue light. The crack was no more than a few inches wide, so I could only peer inside. But what I saw there made me weak in the knees. A terrifying figure, horned and huge, sat upon the throne, gazing at me with indifference. In front of the throne stood the biggest metal chest I've ever seen, flanked by glowing lamps. It took me a while to realize that the mysterious figure was a long-dead guardian of this tomb, still clad in the battle armor of legends. The armor alone, so well preserved, would fetch a fortune, for it is a gift fit for any lord. As for the chest he was guarding, the mere thought of what might be inside made me dizzy. So there I was, a few steps away from the brightest find of my life, yet unable to reach it. I would never have been able to go through that rock on my own, and so I returned to Maadoran and carefully approached a number of men who could fund such projects. All but one had turned me down. What happened next? Against my better judgment, I made a deal with Marcus Waller, a man of means and reputation. He invested 12,000 imperials in exchange for an equal share of the proceeds, and I purchased slaves, tools, and supplies. Knowing that large expeditions often attract unwanted attention, I hired fighting men to accompany us on the journey. I fully admit that my experience in such matters was limited, but I didn't want to bring in another partner to handle it. Even the greatest treasure can be reduced to a handful of coins if you have to split it too many ways. I sense a tragic twist coming up. Quite so, nods the man. The slaves worked day and night, for we were in a hurry and soon cut a way in. We took the battle armor out of the chamber first. The magic animating it was long gone, but it was still quite a marvel. The chest was marvel too, in its own right. There was no lock. The lid was sealed, fused closed. Our tools couldn't open it, so we had to use black powder. Twice we had tried and twice we had failed, but the third blast tore the chest apart, killing several slaves who could still fetch a good price at the market. What was in the chest? Nothing, laughs the man, sounding half mad. Nothing but scrolls that were incinerated the moment we blasted that damn chest open. No sooner had I thought I still had the armor than the accursed mercenaries. These dogs, without any honor, turned on me. They took the armor and the slaves and left me there, right where I started, alone with my broken dreams. You should have seen it coming. You hired fighting men you have no leverage over and hope that they will be kind enough to let you keep the spoils. You're lucky they didn't kill you. It's outrageous. What is the world coming to? You're lucky they didn't kill you. Sadly, my misfortunes were far from over. When I returned home, Marcus Waller, this friend in human form, demanded his money back. Obviously, I couldn't pay him. So this very morning, this man came and threw me out of my own house. He told me that until I pay him what I borrowed, the house is his. The audacity. You and your men have recklessly destroyed priceless document left for future generations and then squabbled over the armor of a man left to guard them. You deserve what you got. So, where's the armor now? Weren't you listening? It's gone. The mercenaries took it. What makes this armor so special? It's the fabled armor of legends. I'd seen plenty of drawings, but this is the first time I've actually had one before my eyes. It was heavy. It took several men to carry it. I can't fathom the strength of someone who would be able to wear it to battle. Maybe the stories are right. Maybe it was the age of a great heroes and we are nothing but children to them. Why did they leave someone to guard the chest? How would I know? Maybe he didn't expect to wait that long, or maybe he was guarding the chest until it was ready to be taken elsewhere. Who knows? Well, better luck next time. Better luck? But I thought you were going to help me. What do you want me to do? I was thrown out of my own house. What do you think I want you to do? I'm busy. I have places to go and people to see. If you want me to drop everything and help you, make it worth my time. Yeah. Pay you with what? I don't have any money, says the man angrily. You're a prospector. Surely you have a trinket or two stashed away. Fine, snaps the man. I'll pay you with trinkets. Just get me my house back. Alright, take me to this Marcus Waller. Come with me. Amerius takes you to an unremarkable house in the trade district. Are you going to kill him? He asks cautiously. We'll see. Okay, ja, da war ich vorher und da war es leer. You're standing outside Amerius' house. If you aren't wondering why, you should. Knock on the door. A rough-looking man opens the door and gives you a hard stare. He looks like a typical mercenary, scarred and broad-shouldered. If you have to guess, his job is to look at menacing and scare visitors away. What do you want? I want to talk to Marcus Waller. The mercenary eyes you for a minute, hoping that you drop dead or run away screaming. Then reluctantly offers you to come inside. What can I do for you? Inquires a stern-looking man. I had a conversation with Caius Amerius. He claims that this house belongs to him. Belonged, corrects the man, smiling amicably. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marcus the Valar of the Valar family. My family is... well, you are not here to talk about my family, are you? A few months ago, Master Amerius approached me, claiming to have found rich deposits of silver ore, close to the surface and easy to extract. He needed money, you see, to buy slaves and equipment. Since his reputation was good, I gladly lent him 12,000 imperials, in good faith, mind you, against my share of the proceeds. Yet, as you already know, the venture was less than successful. Silver ore, you said? That's what the good Master Amerius told me at first. Later, he confessed that he wasn't entirely honest with me, but it was too late. Had I known what's at stake, I would have handled everything myself. Ironically, that was Master Amerius' main concern at the time, and that's precisely why he lost everything in the end. I tried to reason with him and arrange a way for him to repay his debt, but he formed an opinion that he didn't owe me anything anymore and that we weren't equal partners. Equal shares, equal risks, as he so eloquently put it. He feels that we've invested equally. I invested my money, whereas he invested his expertise and life, which certainly was at risk during the ordeal. Yet, in the end, neither his life nor his expense were lost. Only my money, and I was well within my rights to demand and insist on a repayment. You took his house. What was I supposed to take? His wife? She does have certain charms, but I assure you that she's hardly worth 12,000 imperials. No woman is. Let's be reasonable here. I don't care about Amarius, but I'm interested... Nochmal das hier mal. Then bring me the armor and I'll vacate the house immediately. You have my words. I thought it was taken by the mercenaries. It was taken. The question is where. The relic isn't something you can sell to the first trader. It's worth quite a bit of money. Since the mercenaries can't sell it in Maadoran, there is only city, das wird ein Wort, where they can get even half of its true worth, Garnesa. So how do I find them? The mercenaries will need a buyer. One of my men who dabbles in such things will make them an offer they won't refuse. When they bring the armor, they take care of the mercenaries and bring it to me. Do we have a deal? No, get out. Master Timur, says Marcus, addressing one of his retainers. It's time you and your men earn your pay. The men step forward, their faces showing neither fear nor excitement. Just another day at work. I'm a praetor of House Aurelian. You must be out of your fucking mind to think that you can fight your way out of this mess. Timur stops and looks at his master. Marcus Valar glances at you doubtfully and shakes his head. Clearly he isn't a praetor, Master Timur. He is just jesting with us, so do carry on. Ja. Das wird so nichts. Ich will dem aber auch nicht versprechen, dass wir dem die Rüstung geben, den will ich dann selber haben. Klicken wir uns hier nochmal durch. Ich kann ja hier den auch mal, nehmen wir mal das hier. You and your men have recklessly destroyed priceless bla bla. Are you going to help me or not? What do you want me to do? Okay. I don't care about Amarius, but I'm interested in that armor. The armor was taken, the question is where. This relic isn't something you can't sell to the first trader, blah blah. Since the mercenaries can't sell it in Maadoran, there's only one city where they can get even half of its true worth, Garnesa. So how do I find it? I can certainly help you there, provided that we reach an agreement and consider all matters related to Master Amarius settled. What do you propose? The mercenaries will need a buyer. One of my men who dabbles in such things will make them an offer they won't refuse. When they bring the armor, you'll handle them. When we either sell the armor and split the money 50-50, or you will buy me out and keep the armor. Do we have a deal? Sure, we have a deal. Ask for Estras. I sent him a word that you're coming. He'll take care of everything. Ja, oder wir kriegen diese Trinkets, die der Typ hat. Aber das ist halt ein Schwindler. Any news? Asked Amarius hopefully. I'm working with Marcus now, so you can forget about the house. Oh no! Exclaims Americus. Amarius. No, no, no! Justice will be served, my friend! There will be reckoning, you'll see. Ganz mich mal. Hätte der mal nicht, hätte der mich mal nicht belogen. Und den nicht belogen. Ja, oder wir machen das, wir bringen das halt zu dem und kriegen diese Trinkets. Ja, das könnte eigentlich sogar besser sein. Ja, machen wir das so. Weil Geld oder die Rüstung ist jetzt wahrscheinlich nicht so wahnsinnig sinnvoll für mich. Andererseits kann der mich mit den Trinkets natürlich genauso anlügen. Esdras. I'll send him a word that you're coming. Ja, okay. Any news? Asked Amarius hopefully. I'm working on it. Leave. Rightful owner, you made a deal with Vala instead. Find Estras. Das haben wir doch gar nicht. Hä? Verstehe ich jetzt nicht. Let's be reasonable here. I thought it was taken by mercenaries. So I'll fight him? What if a man who dabbles in such things will make them offer they won't refuse? Then I bring the armor, take care of the mercenaries and bring it to me. Ja. Verstehe ich nicht. Machen wir mal dieses, sagen wir mal, dass er rausgehen soll, aber ich glaube... Ich glaube mal, dass es da kein... vielleicht kommt es da ja dann nochmal zu einem Deal. I've heard enough. Get out. Master Temos, das mal. Ah, okay. Schnipp, schnapp, schnipp. Ja gut, dann haben wir ja gar keine andere Option. Dann können wir ja nur mit dem zusammenarbeiten, wenn ich es richtig verstehe. Weil die alle umbringen, ist, das werde ich sicherlich erst recht nicht für diesen Lügner machen. Let's be reasonable here. I'm working on it. Wollen wir nochmal mit dem reden? Not yet. Na gut, ja, dann werden wir wieder zurück zum Palace District und dann wohl beim nächsten Mal hier noch weiterschauen. Nochmal in den Palast gehen und schauen, ob wir mit dem reden können. Oh, hier können wir auch noch gucken. Ne, da können wir gar nicht hin. Können wir da hin? Ne. Ja, ob wir mit dem reden können und ob wir uns in seiner Galerie umschauen können. Der sollte ja eigentlich dieses Bild noch haben, was wir uns angucken können. Gut, ja, das dann beim nächsten Mal. Bis dann!